Hey, all you little people, it's the main man here to give you another amazing chaotic recode match. I've been having a hankering to play more Underworld lately, so here's my not so great Underworld deck against an amazing Overworld deck. I really like that this Overworld player isn't just playing a Wisdom beatdown. I haven't played against Wise Guys in a little bit. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is a pretty strong Grandmore deck with some support and an Atacat. I love seeing Atacat. I don't see him that often. So right away, his Grandmore is going into my Lista. That's really good. Lista is really powerful when she gets initiative. So, to take her out early, pretty good. Because if you let her win initiative, she becomes a problem. So he has the Riverland Star. It is an amazing battle gear for Overworlders. Not only do they gain 15 courage, but whenever they deal water damage, they gain 5 energy. Not heal, gain 5. Or maybe it is heal. It might be heal. I think it's gain 5 though. So I decided just to get rid of it. Use Strain of Ash to get rid of it. Maybe that wasn't the right play, but I hate Riverland Star so much. And look, Lista's pretty much already dead, so I'm not thinking I'm really gonna win this fight. Um, so I have to think what do I use? So use the Inferno Gust. See, it only does 15. If she had one initiative, that would have been 25. So see, when she doesn't win initiative, not the greatest of card. When she does, however, really, really, really good card. I've been debating putting her in the back to let the front line deal with some of the stronger guys, and then maybe she can come in and clean up if something happens. But no, like my Underworld deck, I don't think's great. I'm still missing a lot of great Underworld cards. Like I don't have a Kayor, I don't have a Talking Gnome Shadow Knight. My Lista's already down to 10 health, which is not great. I'm gonna do Incinerate. That would deal 15, and you can argue like, well, you should have used Navina to boost her up, or use some of your healing, which maybe he thinks I would do because he goes ahead and uses an Arbid to make Incinerate only deal 5, which I'm happy at that Arbid. Um, to make him use a music counter on a fight I know I'm gonna lose, pretty good win. So it's not a total loss that I'm losing Lista on the first little fight in the match. But no, my Underworld deck could use a lot better cards. I do have Brimflame, and he's an all around amazing card. I would like another good support. Rage Trod is literally only there to be a sacrifice for Nourishing Nocturne. He is never going to fight. He is never going to win a fight. He is only there to be sacrificed. So I wish I had a better Muge or other support to just replace just a sacrifice creature. Because really, I'm playing with 5 creatures. So now this Brimflame is going to go into that Grandmore, and it is Underworld Coliseum, so both of us will deal 10 extra damage on the first attack. There's Confusion, that would do 30, although he's using Fighter's Fanfare. So that creature up there, and I forget what its name is, she is an overworld creature. She's the ambassador to the Mepedians, so she can cast Mepedian Music, which I was not expecting it to be Fighter's Fanfare. Usually it's 2 Melody of Mirages. So, that sucks because Fighter's Fanfare is the superior Rhyme of the Reckless. Because Rhyme of the Reckless, you still take the damage. Fighter's Fanfare, it just completely bounces it back. Although it does cost 2 music. So now that creature cannot cast any more Mepedian music, pretty much. So look, this Brimflame's at 5 health. This is not looking good at all. There's a Whirlwind Sives. Um, what am I doing? So there's a Cannon of Casualty. That's 20 damage right there. Now I'm thinking like maybe I can just kill the Arbid. There's an Arbid. So, I'm not going to go ahead and kill Arbid because he's pretty much useless now. He's used up both of his music counters. So, what's the point? Once Arbid uses it, he's. Now, to be fair, I've had Heaven Arbid, I think, beat a Danian Queen once, which was crazy. And see, look, my Brimflame's got 5 health compared to 55 drawn more. It's not looking good for me. And there's a Shadow Strike that would deal 10. Let's see what I do. I have two healing musics in this deck. I have Song of Desperation and Nourishing Nocturne. So I'm going to go ahead and do Nourishing Nocturne to, like I said, sacrifice the only reason Rage Trod's in it to give my Brimflame 55 energy. So really, he'll have 45 after the Shadow Strike, or 50. Why does he have 50? I don't know. So I gotta do something. So there's a hammer dash that's gonna do 20. Now, I still have four music counters and only three musics. I have I believe, one more Cannon of Casualty, a Song of Desperation, and the Surprising Riffs. The Surprising Riffs is in here to mainly flip back down Destructozukas once I use them on the Lista or the Lord Von Blute. There's his Rhyme of the Reckless. Thankfully, that's unique in Rewind format. So how this works is it'll still deal the 20 damage, but then it'll make me take 20 damage, which is not fun. So really, he's going to be ahead of the game because I'm at 30, he's at 35, and it's his attack now. So I just have to survive a hit, and I could get close. I'm going to be doing 20 damage, and I can boost that with 10 from Navina. I do the 20 damage with that confusion down there, and then I can boost him with Navina because for whenever one of your creatures deals damage, Navina can spend a music counter to give that creature element 10 of your choice. So there's a Purifying Mud, which does a lot of damage and heals them 5. So there's a Confusion. Like I said, there's 20. There's a Navina. So that's 30. So, and I'm going to do air because I think I have more air attacks in this deck. And there's my Cannon of Casualty. So he has to heal, or that Grandmore is coded. So I'm forcing my opponent to do something. It's always good to make your opponent have to do something. So there's his own Nourishing Nocturne, which is interesting. He's going to give up his Elephant Man, which is 40 energy. So he's going to get 30, I believe. Yeah, he's going to be at 30 energy, but he's only got one music counter left with three musics, which will be surprising. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but something cool is going to happen. So there's an elemental oxidation. That's 15 and turns off my battle gear, and I believe turns off Brimflame's ability because I forget if they're. I'll have to look up. So there's a Blaze Barrage. How much is that? And the Hurricane, and a Tornado Shuffle, which is not a great card. That would only deal 10. So I really needed to get like a Whirlwind Sives or something there. So there's Blaze Barrage, which only does 20. Not great, but I do get to draw a card and discard a card. So I can get rid of Tornado Tackle or the other Tornado Tackle. Tornado Tackle is by far the worst card in this deck, but it is a 0 attack cost card. Maybe I should throw Aftermath Feint in it instead. So there's a Deluge of Doom. Takes me to 5, but I draw my best attack card, Plasma Arrow. So I have to think of what I do. If I use Hurricane, it's only 20 damage. I kind of have to do Plasma Arrow, or I'm afraid he could heal out of it. Because he could have something like Song of Rescue or Resurgence, which heals 25. So both Hurricane and Tornado Tackle would not be strong enough to code that Grandmore. So even though it was at 10 energy, I think it was the better play to use that good card. Because really, all I have to do is knock out that last Grandmore, and the Atacant I win. Um, the other two creatures, his Arbid and his Ambassador to the Mepedians, aren't his fighters. They've kind of played out all they could. But you would think, right? This deck was really cool to play against. So now it's I can never pronounce this card. He uses a lot of really cool mirage locations in this deck, which I don't think I've really ever seen a overworld player use too much. So really, again, really interesting deck profile to play against, but it's still anyone's game. Like, yes, I still have two Brim Flames, but he still has a Grandmore. That Atacat has Swift. I think only Swift 2. So I think my Navina's fine. Or maybe not. I always forget how Swift works. But no. I still have one music counter on Navina, which will help. And here he's starting to move everything up. And as I'm playing this match, I'm like, oh my god, please misclick, misplay, don't attack, hit pass accidentally, and then I can attack on my own terms. Um, which doesn't happen. I'm not going to say what happens. And oh, I guess I thought he moved his Arbit up. So his Grandmore is going to go straight into that Bryn Flame. Um, and I believe this Grandmore also has a Riverland Star. So annoying to play against, but really good Overworld card. I'd say I can play every tribe except Overworld right now. I just don't have like any good overworld strategies. I can't even do wise guys. My overworld creature pulls suck for like just straight overworld. Like for my fluid morpher deck, I have two. No, I just have one. I have rings and Grandmore. I'm trying out. So there's the Chime Grid. Chime Grid, that's such a good card to pull for him. You get to add, each player adds a music counter. So now his Arbid can do Arbid things again, which is really annoying because now I have to, if I pull my best attack card, it's just useless. I thought his Arbid was pointless now, but it has become meta relevant again. So there's an Inferno Gust that's going to deal 20. So he'll be at 40 to my 50. Now he did get to attack first. And right now it is Unga Boonga. Let's see who hits harder. So it really does matter who does get to attack first. So there's a 20, there's a Deluge of Doom. There is the Riverland Star, so that's going to heal him 5. I don't think it would have mattered. I do misplay a little bit. I do surprising rifts now. I'm thinking, okay, I should have done this at the beginning. I forgot Riverland Stars does what it does. I'm thinking if I flip it now, it'll cancel out the healing. That's not how it works. The it still goes through. So always if you're gonna flip a battle gear, flip it before anyone throws an attack card down. There's a Blind Fury that'll do 15, and I'm gonna bump up um, my Brim Flame with Navina. So really, that would have done 25, and he's using his Arbid, so that will only go to 5. Which I guess I can't say it's a misplay. I was gonna say it's a misplay, but he could have drawn into the Flaming Coals, and because of his Mirage location, he gains a music counter. So those three musics, three yeah, that he brought, he can still play two of them. So not looking, it has shifted back in his favor a lot, like a lot. He still got two great fighters. I really only have one. I love Lord Von Bluth so much. He's one of my favorite cards of all time, but he is not a great fighter in this deck because it is a fire and wind deck, and even with Destructo Zuka, I can only choose one. So there's a Blind Fury that's going to do 20, really good. And Underworld City is good because I will get the whatchamacallit challenge every time. He uses his own surprising riffs, flips under my battle gear, which I guess still works for Brimflame. There is a Burning Rain, really good for me because that only did 5 damage. There's Blaze Barrage, lets me draw a card and discard a card, so I can get rid of the Tornado Tackle or the Hurricane. Decide to get rid of the Tornado Tackle because I won't do any damage with it. So he's at 35 to my 55. Another Burning Rain, a really big win on me for him to just draw really bad attack cards. He is gaining health, though, each time he attacks. Plasma Arrow, great rip off the top. He can add Arbid. He can add Rhyme of Recklessness. There's not much he can do. So there's a plasma arrow that will do 35 right now. If I Yeah, 35 because Navina's used all her stuff. So I only have to do 5 damage, which this is when it gets pretty crazy. Get ready for it. He's thinking, but you're about to see a really cool play. Um, And you might be thinking, how? He's only got one music left. There's Strain of Expensive Delusions. So it's a zero cost Mepedian music. And since he has the ambassador to Mepedians, he can play it. So you shuffle back in a Mirage location, and all creatures at that location, their battle gear gets destroyed. And there's Strain of the Tide, which is a phenomenal music that I hate playing against. You remove from play Overworlders, and I think you gain 10 energy for each one, and let's see, he has two, so he would gain 20 energy. So, that was a really good play. Now, it does get rid of his battle gear too, which is, an unintended sacrifice. But Brimflame now is not a great card. He's just a big power guy. His ability doesn't work now because he has to have a battle gear. He doesn't have a battle gear, so he's not going to be swinging super hard anymore. So there's a flash wrap. I know I can, use it, and I'm not worried about him healing because we're both just out of music completely, which is nice. So I know I've got him coded now. I have that Hurricane or that Hammer Dash. So, in this situation, think about what card you want to throw at him. Definitely throw out the Hurricane. If you can knock him out with a weaker attack, definitely do that and keep your better attacks for that last fighter at a cat. Because that is his last fighter. Both his ambassador of the Mepedians and Arbid aren't gonna, they're not gonna take down a. Maybe they could. I don't know their battle gear. I'm saying that, but like I said, I've seen an Arbid take down an Elixia. Savell almost knocked out some. I think I was playing Underworld, but I don't know who he almost knocked out. But a Savell almost won the game for the opponent because of just his speed. So, sometimes crazy things can happen. I've had my Queen, the Danians, take out two big fighters to win me a game. So now I'm thinking, who's he going to attack? It's his initiative, and I don't think there's a wrong. When it's your initiative, I would go for the stronger guy because, well, no, because Atacat won't have fire, so it won't be his initiative. So, he can go after Lord Von Blute, who he might think won't get initiative because Lord Von Blute only has Earth, or he can go after Navina, who definitely won't have it because she doesn't have any battle gear. So, it's his choice who he goes after. So he goes after the Navina, probably not the wrong play. His Atacat has a Torrent Kirth, which gives him Water 5. So look, he did 15 damage. Use a Flash Wrap, that'll deal 10. Somehow Navina is stronger than Atacat. Who would have thunk it? And there goes Navina. Now, he does gain a music counter, but it's useless because we're both out of music now. So it's my turn. It's Von Blute's Banquet. So my Brimflame will gain 5 energy because he is a minion, and I decide to go after his. How do you even say that? Canine? Draw my best attack. Got 3 great attacks in hand. There's 15 damage off the top. Let's see how much he can do with his earth and water. I bet she has. I don't know what he chose. There's a Rest Toxic that did 15. I'm gonna go ahead and do Whirlwind Scythes. Tornado Tackle literally does 0 damage now, so it's even more useless. At least when with the battle gear I have on Brimflame, it would do 5. Doesn't even do that now. So hopefully I can draw something that lets me deal 15 damage. There's a Blaze Barrage. That's really good. That'll put him at 15 and lets me draw a card so I can discard that Tornado Tackle and draw another Hammer Dash. So, really good. So, I'm in a nice little spot. The problem is, I'm trying to get a good attack cards. He's trying to get a good attack cards. Let's see what happens. So, I don't get any bonuses now with Brimflame, so it's gonna be at least two more attacks because I'm not gonna use my what you call it, plasma arrow. And I should say this is when it gets nervous because just a ice disc that would have coated Brimflame. There's nothing I could do. I don't think he had ice disc in this deck though. I don't remember seeing it. I guess he was doing flaming coals instead. So I'm debating what do I do? Do I do confusion or do I do blind fury? I do confusion. Get the code, and I'm gonna move my. No, I don't. And you know why I don't move him up? Because Atacat has Swift. If I move that Lord Von Blute, he could have had a straight shot at Brimflame. And I think Brimflame is my only chance at winning because Lord Von Blute will miss one element that he needs, and that will be fire. Because then Plasma Arrow would only do 25. So I choose Wind because I think I have more wind attacks in this deck. Like there's that Blind Fury. Then it'll do 15. Now his Atacat does get Water 10 because he gets 5 from his Battle Gear and 5 from Skeletal Springs. So not great. There's 15. And I think I win. See, look, I almost clicked Plasma Arrow. Thank God I didn't and remembered Lord Von Blute does not have fire because that probably would have lost me the game right there if I misplayed like that. So I do Flash Wrap. Lord Von Blute, there's no way he's flying out of this, right? He's at 5 health, or yeah. So there goes Lord Von Blute. But at least I didn't mess up on the misplay. So now it's Underworld Coliseum. He does get initiative, which sucks, and he does 20 damage, but I deal 40 because of Plasma Arrow and the Underworld Coliseum boost. So there's 20. And, he could have easily got it there if he had a better attack. Um, but I forget, it's still on people. I don't get the boost, so I can only deal 10. And I'm like, okay, I've lost the match. There's no way I can win. And at 15 energy, surely he has a good attack. He throws out Burning Rain, and I code Atacat. So now all I have to do is fight Arbid now. All I gotta do. And now he's gonna run. He's gonna chase. He's not even gonna fight me. He's too scared of my Brimflame. This Brimflame that has literally been through the flames. Now we're fighting at the Hunter's Perimeter. And he gets a music counter somehow. I don't even know how he got them. He gets 2 music counters there. How did that happen? Oh, the Chime Grid. There's Elemental Oxidation. That does 5. And Brimflame has a music counter now. There's Whirlwind Sives, Flash Wrap. I do think I beat him at all. Or there's no way he can win a challenge. So he uses Arbid, makes Whirlwind Sives go to 5. And he heals somehow. Blaze Barrage, that will do a 5. I get to draw a card, discard a card. There's Confusion, does 10. Now we're just throwing stuff at each other now. Flash Wrap for 10. I win the game. And cherry on top, draw a Plasma Arrow. And that's how you do it, people. That was a really, really, really tight game that just one attack card probably would have changed it. If someone got coded earlier by one attack card, if someone had stayed alive, if I hadn't, you know, boosted people and then they get coded, maybe I would have won easier. But that was a really, really, really good match. Me and this player would play again literally the next match, and he would mop the floor with me pretty bad. He switched. Is it Quimley? That's a story for a different day. But that's how we do it, people. Even though our Brimflame doesn't have any battle gear and is just an Oonga Boonga I can hit not really hard anymore, that's how you gotta do it, people. You gotta mop the floor with some Grandmores. And remember, here at the NCO, this is where the big boys play. And that's the bottom line.